So let's talk Lions for a minute. And there's no yelling or anything. I want your guys' take. Maybe it's a ticket text thing, or if there's enough interest. Phone lines are wide open. So Alex Anzalone is not participating in the voluntary, in heavy air quotes, OTAs. Wants a new contract. He signed through this season, and I guess for me, here's how I look at it. I'm respectful of what Alex Anzalone has brought here since he arrived in 2021. He's been one of your defensive anchors. He plays hurt. He plays tough. And he's a high-character guy. But he's going to be 32. I've already paid Derek Barnes, who, just so we're accurate, Derek Barnes has a cap figure of nearly $9.5 million. Why is that relevant? There is no world where Alex Anzalone takes a deal under Derek Barnes, meaning you will have the better part of $20 million tied up in off-ball linebacker before we get to the Jack Campbell discussion. Now, here's my issue. The Lions are sitting with $42.3 million in cap space. But part of all of this that I get upset about is Brad Holmes talks about, well, we have bills coming due. The problem is he's creating those bills. When you sign Derek Barnes and his deal balloons to basically $10 million next year, you created that bill. Mm-hmm. Who needed to run and sign Derek Barnes? Even John Jansen and I, look, John and I differ on a lot of things, but John knows football. John understands the game, played the game. Even John was taken aback by what they paid Derek Barnes. If you do this, you're creating another bill. Mm-hmm. And all of the early signings, like, look, you signed Kirby Joseph. We talked about this the day it happened. I go, why don't you just put him under the transition tag? Let him hunt his own deal. We'll worry about it later. Instead, you paid him. You backloaded the deal. So now that's going to be a bill that comes due. All of it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to pay off-ball linebackers. And let me be more specific because I don't want slander. If you're an off-ball linebacker who's not a stand-up edge, like a Micah Parsons, right? If you're an off-ball stand-up guy.
And basically think an old-school linebacker.
Right. And look, not disrespecting Alex Anzalone in any way, shape, or form. But on my power ranking of things I've just got to rush to do, look, Alex is a veteran. If he doesn't want to be at OTAs, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not running to the altar to pay this guy.
No.
Does that make me a villain?
No, it doesn't. I was thinking the same thing. Like, wait, why is he not showing up? Well, he wants more money. Like, I guess this is the Lions version of Trey Hendrickson, where he's upset and everybody else got taken care of but him. But I don't see him as this high priority. And you're right, with the age, and he's going to come in there asking for it. I'm thinking at least $10 million. And you're not that new type of linebacker where you're that a hybrid rush edge type of thing. No, I'm with you at this, Alex. This is your last year.
I would love to know is what Lions are they not going to sign? I mean, they are really on a roll of signing.
When they took Montgomery, I said this was an Oprah show at that point.
Look, I like David Montgomery, but I'm with you. Why sign him in October? Do you realize David Montgomery, I think, is the number 8 highest paid back in football?
And
it's in a timeshare.
And when you have the offensive line that you have, that's a plug and play position where you could put anybody back there and they will get results.
Which is why I thought it was ridiculous.
And if you don't believe,
did a few years ago, but okay.
Well,
the Niners were the kings of just starting
and
bums.
You know what? And I think at that point they said, "What if we just go out and get the top of the line?"
Guys,
it was like you had Jamal Williams, and he worked out, and then he left, and then you got Montgomery, and he worked out.
And you drafted Gibbs,
right?
So no, I think there has to be some lines drawn in the sand here, but they don't seem to be drawing them. We'll see what they do with Anzalone, but no, you play the season out, and if he wants to come back, you talk about it then. And if he doesn't, I wish you good luck on the open market as a 32-year-old off-ball linebacker. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Look, teams have to be cold-blooded. It's not a field trip. Not everybody gets the participation trophy. And I'm so confused why they are just running to sign all their own people, even what we deem to be non-essential.
You're right, because some of them can be transition tags where, you know what, show me your value. And if somebody wants to pay you that, then you go ahead and you go make that money, son, because we're not going to pay you here.
Just let them go.
But you're actually bidding against yourself right now. And then you're talking about, well, you know, we had to have all this money. Like you said, you're creating your own bills.
I mean, my guess for Anzalone, it's a guess, maybe 2 at 20, 2 at 22.
Yeah.
You know, like, am I ready to tie up that type of money in a couple of off-ball linebackers? No, I'm not.
I mean, I'm trying to think who got.
Well, Derek Barnes is getting essentially a cap, all-in cap, 9.5, 9.5. The base is 8 plus a 1.5 bonus in each year, and those cap hits are full. So if that's 9.5, I'm just spitballing. Let's say Anzalone gave a hometown discount. Let's say it's the same deal Barnes signed. It's still, for all intensive purposes, $10 million against your cap.
Right. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at some linebackers that just sound like Greenlaw signed with the Broncos at $10.5 million a year.
Right. So why would Anzalone feel like he's lesser than a guy who's off a blown Achilles?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So David, go ahead. You're there's no yelling. I just wanted to, because the story's out there.
No.
And I wanted to do one segment on it.
This would be exactly what your team is. David, it's the one thing I love about the Steelers.
Let them walk away.
They do not. They are the antithesis of the Lions. They don't fall in love with anybody.
No, you have your guys that are franchise-type guys, Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, but you're right. They let everyone else, you know,
yeah,
go.
When you're a rookie, they show you your nameplate slides in and out, okay? There it is.
Yes, and I know I'm not the GM. I'm not Brad Holmes, but yes, I looked at the salary cap table. I look at it all the time, and I just assumed, I mean, good for Anzalone to ask for it, but I looked at it and I always assumed that he would be gone after this year. Mm-hmm. There would be no way, and I'm saying no way because you got too much already in the linebacker position, and then you're trying to sign Aiden, which I wouldn't do it right now, but you're trying to sign Aiden and you sign Kirby. I just always saw it as he's never going to be here in 2026.
And David, it's kind of like his position has evolved. It's like the mobile quarterback now. That standalone Tom Brady type that just stands in the pocket, that's a disadvantage. You want a quarterback who has some wheels, who can move. You want a linebacker that you can move to the edge. You want that Micah Parsons type of guy. That's not really his forte.
Yeah, and I thought they drafted Jack Campbell to eventually replace Alex Anzalone. So why would you re-sign him?
See, David's hinting at something here and I understand, right? You want to have options. It's a lot like A.J. Hinch in the roster optimization. But when you draft a first-round linebacker, only to turn around and pay 2 other linebackers on the roster $10 million a year, that doesn't compute to me.
Right.
So look,
and real talk. I mean, nothing. He's not that special linebacker that you're like, wow. You know, you always got to know where he's out on the field. But I mean, when offenses are scripting up, are looking for certain players. You need to know where Aiden Hutchinson is. You need to know where McNeil is. You need to know where Branch is.
He plays with great speed.
He does.
He plays
but
physical.
Saying,
again, I don't want this to be, and you're not doing it, but God help us. Lion fans are the most tin-eared fan base in the league right now.
Right.
Even
he's not Roquan Smith. He's not Fred Warner.
Even a light critique, people think it's slander. I'm fine with Alex Anzalone, but he's under contract. So I don't have to do nothing. And I'm not doing it. But I won't be surprised in the least if by the time we talk to you guys on Monday, Alex Anzalone's got a new deal. Nothing will surprise me anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
So just keep your eye on it. It's a, I don't want to say a developing story. That makes it sound like we're doing like wartime coverage. But it's just something that Lions coaches, including Kelvin Shepard, were forced to comment on today. So keep your eye on it.
I mean, he's become the Lions version of Trey Hendrickson, where he's not happy because all his boys got taken care of, and he's still waiting for a deal.
248-539-9797.